Hello gamers, in this video I will be doing the biggest flip-flop in history of MK Mobile. So you know how I've been always saying that I'm a tower boy, I prefer towers over crypts, and there is a good reason for it. Now, the main reason I used to prefer towers over crypts was, number one, it was much less grindy. Most of the tower I could complete just on auto and not worry about it, which wasn't as easy to do in crypts. Another reason was the crypt drops were absolutely non-existent. I could go 3 runs without getting a single extra drop. And reason number 3 was because towers were much better for content, because it's really hard to make a relatable video about Krypt, because nobody else is gonna get the same version of Krypt that I did, because it's completely random. Towers, at least if I beat a battle, it could be good content, it could be useful for somebody who's stuck on this battle, and they could maybe get inspired, or like just look at my strategy, and it's gonna help them to beat the battle on their own device. In Crypts, the only useful thing you can do about Crypts is just to come up with strategies of making it as easy as possible to farm Crypts. But honestly, I always use the same strategy, I always use the same set of gear, and I try to make my characters basically heal. That's heal and not take damage, and maybe resurrect. If there's any ways I can do that, that's all you need for Crypts. So there's not much content that you can make from Crypts. But all of that said, I cannot ignore anymore how insanely good Crypts have become. Even after updates, like all of the previous updates, they've been slowly improving the Crypts more and more, adding more quality of life features. And then the final nail in the coffin was update 6.0, when they actually buffed the Crypt drop rates. And a lot of people speculated maybe it's a bug, but they had a chance to fix it in 6.0.1, and they didn't. From everything I've seen since the patch, the Crypt drops are still really good, just like they used to be. And I'm not gonna say they're like insanely good to the point where it should be nerfed. No, not at all. In fact, I would say that now they're finally at bare minimum that I always thought they should be, to make it even worth the time grinding the Crypts. So let's see what we have in the store right now. I would love to get me some Melina or some Baraka. I did do 2 Elder Tower runs, and here's some stuff that I got. I mean, come on, the drops are really good. I've seen people pulling Tower Epics. I've seen people pulling the Diamond Fusion Up cards. I got 18 crystals in one of my runs. That's insane. That's just from the random drops in the tower. So I cannot ignore this anymore. I will admit it. Now, after all of the positive changes to the Crypts, I think Crypts are great, and it's a great way to grow your collection, and it's finally worth the time investment and grind investment. Now, doing at least 1 Crypt run a day, it's probably going to run you about 30 minutes, but you are going to get 5 extra Dragon Crystals for downloading the image of your run. You're gonna get some extra crystals for every first animal badge that you get, and you're just gonna get Dragon Crystals from just playing it. Now you get Fusion Up. Like, they keep buffing Crypts every update, and it finally, in my opinion, got to the point where it's finally worth doing it. And a lot of people have been doing it before as well, but still a lot of people were not convinced. It's just too grindy, too long, but they did a good job at making it, finally balancing it to the point where I think now the Crypts are worth it. So I'm a Crypt boy now. Welcome this man to your ranks, people. Anyway, Crypts are great. Grinding Crypts is worth it now. Let's talk about a few other things about the Crypts. There is a new pack in the store that is called Krypt Junkbox. And this pack it costs Crypt hearts, and it's unlimited, so you can open as many of these as you can. And this pack is an absolute scam. That's right. That's right. This pack is a scam, and 99% of people should never open it. And I'm gonna prove it to you by opening it. So I don't have a lot of crystals to open, but a huge shout out to Man With No Game, who did a huge opening for this pack a while ago. Alright, let's see if I get any dragon crystals. 0. Nada. We just get Krypt drops and level up cards, and coins, which are worthless, completely worthless. So Man With No Game spent 50,000 hearts, and he got around 385 crystals. Now, 50,000 hearts could buy you like so much stuff in the Crypt store. It could buy you both diamonds. It could buy you all the gear. Like, it can pretty much buy you almost the entire store. Instead, if you just open it and get like 400 crystals, all you can get is maybe a couple packs from the Crypt store, or maybe one casket, which will give you like 1 extra diamond. I got a Crypt key. Why on earth would I want to get a Crypt key? And souls! Oh, that is worthless. This pack is an absolute scam. So why did I say 99% of people? For 99% of people, it's a scam pack. Well, because if you are a veteran, if you have literally 90% of your stuff maxed out, and for example, you have a Crypt season where you literally don't need anything in the store. You have every single card that is currently in the store maxed out. So what do? If you want to grind the Crypts, but you have nothing to spend it on, you spend it on this pack. And any crystals that you get are going to be helpful. Like right now, I dropped 11 crystals, which is pretty good. It's pretty good. But it took me insane amount of the Crypt hearts to get there. If you have anything at all in your Crypt store, buy that instead. Now, there's another use for these junk boxes, in my opinion, and is if you bought everything that you've wanted, but you still have some dragon hearts left over. Crypt hearts. Whoa! 18 dragon crystals and a smoke? Holy crap, this pack is goated. Just kidding. First of all, I didn't know you could get a character from this. It says, Crypt consumable character level up, random support card. Oh, 1 random gold character. I wish they would tell us exact chances, but the chances are very small. Anyway, let's say I grinded for my diamond. I got 14,500 dragon crystals. So I spent 14,000 on the character, and then I have 500 left. Normally, they would just, poof, disappear in the end of the season. But now I can spend these Crypt hearts on this pack to get at least something back. So in my opinion, the best use for this pack, I just got insane amount of dragon crystals. I spent 4,000 Crypt hearts, and I got like 50. Okay, that's not insane, but that's definitely on the higher end. Not proving my point right now, but still, even if 50 dragon crystals would only get me 3 packs. And that was on the lucky side. So I would say this box is worth it to just spend the remaining Crypt hearts that you have after finishing buying everything from the store, but just grinding Crypts just to open this box is gonna be worth it only if you have everything on your account maxed out except a couple cards that you're trying to target. Then opening this and then getting dragon crystals and opening caskets would actually be a very effective way for veterans to get new diamonds. If you're not a veteran, I would not open this pack. Like, I would not grind Crypts just for opening this pack. You might get lucky once, but I have seen so many comments, people saying they opened 50 of these and got 0 dragon crystals. The chances of get dragon crystals from this are extremely low, unless they buff it. Maybe they'll buff it at some point. Also, speaking of crypts, the cameos are barely there anymore. There is... I did 2 runs today, or yesterday, and I had like maybe 2 or 3 cameos through all of the 3 runs. And they barely ever activated. Like, I didn't even notice them. So we got Krypts at a decent difficulty again with incredible rewards. In my opinion, that's a win for everyone. So if you've been staying out from Krypts, I just recommend you give it a shot. Like, do 2 runs and see what you get from those 2 runs. If that was compelling enough for you to keep doing Krypts, then keep doing them. But I was honestly surprised with the amount of stuff we're getting now. And yeah, I hope it stays this way. I hope they never decide to nerf it, because it's not overly OP. It's just good now. It's just worth it now. That's all I have to say. Thank you for watching. To all of my Crypt boys and Tower boys, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. But if you're a Faction Wars boy, I don't want to see you here. Just kidding, but seriously, is there anybody who only plays Faction Wars without touching towers or crypts? Let me know in the comments and tell me why. All right, goodbye.